Hello. You might have noticed I've been away for a bit. Life's been happening in a way I never really thought would happen. Both great and bad. We'll go into details. Let's start things off with the milder ones. I had a great friend for 5+ years, and now she has banned me and blocked me on whatever, Discord and stuff. Shouldn't really go into detail in this video, but it's dumb friend arguments. It's very stupid. I got into a relationship. That's nice. Visited her all the way in the USA for like 2+ months. It's been great. But then a few months later, I also lost said relationship because long distance is a bitch. A few months after that, I get a call that my grandpa is sick and ends up in the hospital and then passes away a week later. It's been dramatic. Let's just say that. I've also had a lot of fun with some tech issues. You know, like screens blacking out, the recordings glitching out or lagging or whatever. It's been weird. Or, you know, when you plug out the wrong cable. Let's just say, even if I wanted to record, the recording programs didn't want me to. So yay! So it's in times like these where if you're like me, you probably want to boot up a game that you can just sit back on your chair or sofa and just crack open a cold one and just zone out, relax, have a good time. Games like Pokemon, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, or even I don't know, Resident Evil, if you're that kind of person. These are all great games to play. But the one I'm talking about is a little game that not many people either know about or even talks about. It's a little game simply known as Sky, Children of the Light. I started working on this video all the way back in 2021, recorded the footage for the video and stuff, which is also before I visited my now ex for the first time. But after the slap in the face life drama that's been happening to me, I obviously didn't want to record for obvious reasons. Didn't have the energy or the passion, I guess. That's not the word I was looking for, but you know what I mean. My ex, she also helped me with the footage for the video. So now I kind of feel like I owe this review to her. So I think it's finally time to do that, and I can also finally clear up the space on my hard drive. So without further ado, let's check this game out. Also, the audio on this fucking phone is garbage, as in it's muffled. When you hear it in surround, it's very disorienting sounding. And I tried going mono, but it's not really working. It still sounds like you're throwing underwater or something. I don't know what's going on. So I'm using this microphone, and I have the the tripod on the desk, which is holding my phone, so I can do this, because the webcam that I have is also not the best with the quality, because I don't have the setups for real productions. From the developers that brought you Journey and Flower. Should have been obvious, I mean, look at the similarities. In Sky, you play as a tiny little kid that can fly around, explore great looking areas, such as a grassy field, a vast empty desert, or even a snowy mountain. It's not all just a walking simulator, as there's plenty of different collectibles to find all over the game. You got the candle, wax thingies, spirits of other people that once were, and these glowing lights. With the spirits, it's a bit of a gamble. You either have to follow them from point to point, or you can be tasked with collecting a bunch of things Or as a third option, you're the one escorting them from point to point. And each time upon completing these, you'll be rewarded with either a gesture, a new idle pose, or a different honking sound. The lights are actually other kids that will slowly fill up your flight bar, I guess. And once you have enough, you will level up, per se, granting you one extra flight? Flap? Sure, let's go with that. And lastly, you have the wax. These can be found on red candles, which are basically everywhere. Or you can get some by burning these dark blue looking plants. Every time you collect some, this little candle bar in the corner fills up. When you fill it up completely, you will get one whole candle. This is essentially your currency, if you will. And you will be needing quite a bit if you want to spend things from shops and whatnot. Other times you will need to trade them for hearts, which you need to get things like new outfits or upgrades of existing emotes, which just adds either particles or a more dramatic version of it. This game was originally made for mobile phones, but later got ported over to Switch with full controller support. And speaking of controls, they are the jank. They take a bit to get used to. Sometimes the game doesn't even do what you want it to do. Like, if you want to do a short hop downwards, you'd end up leaping forward instead, or you might just fall down when you didn't want to, cause you thought you stand still at the edge like the last. There's also some moments where the camera randomly points to a place where things are happening because someone else is activated. But Zeeangoo, I don't hear you saying from the other side of the screen. What's the story? What's it about? What's the fucking the juicy lore? Well, the game kinda pulls a Dark Souls on you and doesn't really tell you all the story. There are some cutscenes and stuff you can watch, but it doesn't really tell you all that much plot-wise. You mostly get the plots, the story from the spirits that you encounter, as they're all like kinda 3D slideshow kinda thing. I mean, sure, the game doesn't have a concrete story, but you do have a set goal in the game. You wake up in the Isle of Dawn, where you're told things look like the way they are. Spirits lived in harmony, the clouds became their home. But then darkness came and made all light fade away. So now your objective is to reach this totally friendly looking mountain in the background and return the spirits to the stars, as the game says. Each area have their own little gimmicks so the game doesn't feel as repetitive. For instance, Isle of Dawn being your friendly neighborhood tutorial level. Daylight Prairie is kinda the same, so nothing too major yet. And like in the previous area, there's a lots of space here, so you can take your time getting a feel for the controls and stuff. The Hidden Forest, that's constantly raining, slowly draining the light from your characters, so you had to hide under roofs or be near these glowy mushroom looking things so you don't die. Golden Wasteland is fun, being filled with these creepy motherfuckers that will charge towards you if spotted. If they hit you, you will lose your light, and if you're not fast enough, they will break and they have to go back and recollect them. Also, everybody just calls them krills, because, I mean, look at them. The Valley of Triumph is up next, where you slide down this snowy mountain, Sonic Adventure style. I like this area. It makes you feel all cool and all. No, I swear, that was not intentional. Next you have the Vault, where you slowly ascend upwards and have to light these lantern looking things to go further up, which then takes you to the final area, the Eye of Eden. Here it's all death and destruction with lots of strong wind and rocks everywhere, so flying is simply not an option. Sometimes you need to wait for the right opportunity to run so you don't get pummeled by the rocks, and other times you need to be all solid snake-like and sneak past so you don't get spotted by the krills. Later on you'll reach this hellscape. Rocks are flying across the screen constantly, and your objective is to rip out the light from your soul and shove it to these kid-like statues. Which now you'll soon find out, they are one of you. So after carefully going through the area without being slapped by rocks, you'll soon see that the rocks won't stop hurling. The only way forward is death. Once you've been seppuku'd and turned into statue, it's not all game over though. You do get revived and start flying into space, I guess, and end up being reborn again. And thus, the cycle continues. This is also how you level up more, as all the glowy kits you collected are now reset, so now you can go back and collect them all over again. But now you have a few extra flaps, so in the next run you'll be able to go to new places and get even more light. You may have also noticed that while playing you will come across other players. However, you cannot see their true form, you could say. Only a silhouette of a child. That is, until you both consent and touch each other's candles. You still can't talk to them. The only way to do that is to sit next to each other at the bench or table. It makes it a little bit more personal, I think. It's kinda nice. And if you really like the person you met, you can befriend them and give them gifts that unlock other actions, like being able to hug each other. You'll also be able to send each other a bit of light and heart each day at the home base via this constellation thingy in the center. You may also have stumbled across these constellation borders where you cannot enter until you have a certain amount of spares from said constellation being shown. So you have to come back later until you have enough. Or you can find someone who already have those unlocked and they can drag you through the gate. Simple as that. The game also has some daily tasks for you to do, which can be things such as meet the spirit in this location, or wave at a friend, or get spotted by krills. These will give you candles as rewards. I guess it's the game's way of making you want to keep playing, come back for more. Also, now at least there are these special seasonal candles that you can get. You can get 1 or 2 candles each day. Or you can use those real life money to buy even more candles and hearts. And that's where the free to play aspect comes in, I guess. And that about covers it. I like this game. It's alright. It's kind of chill. And mostly just relaxing and wholesome. Mostly when you think about the hugging stuff and the head patting to gain light. Though also, as I mentioned, the controls can get very irritating at times, especially in the wasteland. Now, I have played this game a lot now, so basically the only thing that I'm doing now is go through the dailies and then leave it at that, or just sit in that one spot that keeps giving you wax every now and then. If you did like what you saw of the game, then I do recommend giving it a shot. It's entirely free, and I think it's on Switch, PS4, and phone. But yeah, who knows? If you do pick it up, maybe we'll see each other there someday. Hello, welcome to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you may have heard at the start of the video, this should have been up for like a year ago or something. But life has been happening and ADHD keeps interrupting me and stuff. If you have ADHD, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Postponing and stuff. So, if you like what you saw, you can do the things that people do when they like a video. I'll try and make more videos like these in the future. That's about it that I want to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.